A 75-year-old grandmother was given a caution by Humberside police for sitting in a chair outside her home in protest of a 30-foot pole which was to be erected directly outside her house. Bolton decided to take her position outside her home when contractors arrived to install the pole, although I'm not entirely sure what the pole was going to be used for. Dot stationed herself right on top of the circle that had been painted on the ground where the hole for the pole was to go. Hey, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Preventing the contractors from carrying out the installation. Humberside police were called, who attended and threatened Dot with arrest for obstructing the pavement. But Dot and her fellow neighbours were deterred, telling police that she is staying put and that they may as well arrest her because she was not going to move. It's amazing that a 75-year-old grandmother has more backbone than many younger folk who have an actual grievance. I mean, it's about time some of the general public took a leaf out of Dot's book and grew a backbone of their own. Anyway, it was two PCs who attended at first and who told Dot that her protest was illegal. Although I'm pretty sure that protests, although a qualified right, can only be prevented in certain circumstances, such as if it would result in a threat to public health or to safety, and that the protest does not extend to any violence inflicted or damage caused during the protest. I apologise for the noise, there's workmen and there's nothing I can do about it. Although, of course, COVID legislation is still in force, as far as I can tell, which does have some of its own restrictions within to curtail protests that the political police can use in dire situations where they're simply unable to win using any other legislation. But because Dot told them, well, not in so many words, but told them to go get themselves fornicated, they called a sergeant who came to tell her to give it up under threat of arrest for obstruction. Dot was said to have been visibly upset during the standoff with police, but held her ground with the support of her husband, Brian, and the entire neighbourhood. One neighbour, Andy, said, "Dot is the face of our campaign, but don't think she is on her own. We are all here with her. If she gets too hot or too tired before a conclusion is reached, any one of us would be more than happy to take over. It's heartbreaking to see her so upset over this, but our feelings need to be known." Dot said, "I didn't intend to be the face of anything. I just grabbed my chair, because I can't stand for long, you see, and put it on top of the blue circle they had marked out." Getting used to the fact that Dot really wasn't going anywhere, of her own accord at least, the contractors decided to move the position of the pole to a grass verge away from directly outside Dot's bungalow, at which point she decided to end the protest. However, even though she was not arrested, Humberside police cautioned Dot for obstructing the pathway, which, by the way, had already been obstructed by the workers' safety barriers. Yes, they cautioned her for obstructing an already obstructed pavement. This is the police mentality for you. This was simply a warning shot across the bow rather than simply make sure that what was happening was safe. The police had to wade in and punish Dot with a caution because they're... I'll let you fill in that blank for yourselves. A spokesman for Humberside Police said officers were called to attend Ramsgate Close in Hull at 11 a.m. today, which was Wednesday the 10th of August, following reports of an incident. One woman has been reported for a public order offence. Well, let me be the first on this channel at least to say well done, Dot Bolton. I would be proud to have you as my granny. In fact, I would swap you for a dozen people I know whose backbone is made of jelly. And the best part is that this protest of hers wasn't really for anything major. It's not like the pole was taking away her rights or her freedoms. But she had the balls to stand up for what she believed in, regardless of the consequences. Bravo, Dot. I guess we should all be pleased, at least, that they didn't tackle you and manhandle you into a van before trying to degrade you back at the police station. But I guess the cameras on this occasion prevented that from happening, thankfully.